everybody? Ready on the left, ready on the right? Good evening, Monroe, and good evening, everyone. Can I have everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to Thank you, everybody. Supervisor Cardone is out this evening, so I will be in his stead. I am the acting deputy supervisor for tonight. So, I need a motion to open up the town meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Bingham to second.
Call the question, please. Cologne, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Thank you. Monroe Town Compost Facility spring schedule. That will be posted and also is out on Constant Contact, as I recall. Okay. The compost facility will be open on May 1st, May 8th, May 15th from 9 to 2 p.m. and on Wednesdays, May 5th, 12th, 19th, 26th, between 8 and 2 p.m. So all those living within the town and both villages, I think you would take advantage of that situation to get rid of leaves, brushes, etc. Next.
The Sisterhood of the Brothers of Carpentry. Is that next?
Well, we'll get to that in just a moment.
Hey, Mr. Acting Supervisor, I have
Deputy acting.
Deputy Acting. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. I don't know if I can say all that.
Let's just say Cologne, Councilman
But
Cologne.
Mr.
will be
Cologne,
easy for me.
I just have a couple of quick community announcements whenever you're ready.
Okay.
First, a big
guess-
shout out to.
Wait.
What?
He didn't give me permission, so.
Oh, go ahead, Mary.
Mary's up first.
Mary,
No,
go right ahead.
I'm waiting for the Councilman Cologne to give me permission.
Thank you.
Do you want me to make a motion?
We're making it already. Please continue.
All right. I had a Zoom meeting with the Sisters in the Brotherhood. It's Carpenters Union. Represent the North Atlantic States Carpenters section here, which comprises of Orange County, Rockland County, and other areas. They have a very interesting career apprentice program. We missed the first one, which is the first Monday of the month, but they have another one coming up, and it's specifically a pre-apprentice program for women who would like to enter the carpentry career. And we have all the information posted already on our town website. It's under community. And there's a website that you can link on to. You must be 18 years of age or older. You have to be a high school graduate. Naturally, you have to be able to physically perform the work. You have to have transportation, and you're willing to pass a drug test to be accepted in the program. And if you happen to be a woman who's a veteran, there's another form that you have to fill out. And this program specifically only applies to women in New York State, and it excludes the 5 boroughs. So it's basically for around this region. I think it's a really good program. So yes, all the information is on our town website. If you're interested, please look into it. Great opportunity.
Thank you,
Also,
Councilman.
can they also contact you for further advice?
Sure.
There you go.
Mary, when is that meeting?
They're having Zoom meetings. Sorry, my mic keeps going off. The first one is always on the first Monday of the month, but then the women's one is going to be next, it's scheduled for May 10th.
Zoom meeting.
It's a Zoom meeting,
okay.
yep.
Okay, and they can get that information online?
Online, it's already under community section of our town town website.
Okay, I think that's very important. Thank you. Councilman McGinn?
Excellent, thank you, Mary. Just a couple of things. The first thing is a big shout out to Jack Dow, who from Troop 440, doing his Eagle Scout project. They came by this weekend. Jack and the Scout Masters and Scouts did the work outside. You'll see the plantings around the walkway came out fantastic. They did the 3 pine trees in front of the court windows. Again, came out really nice. So they were here both days, Saturday and Sunday. The walkway and those kids were working. So just a big shout out to them. And also this Friday at 6 p.m., May 7th, 6 p.m., is the Orange County Law Enforcement Memorial Service. It will be held at the courthouse in Goshen, in front of the courthouse. That's a yearly event. It's always the first Friday in May. This year there'll be 5 names going on the memorial walls. All NYPD. 4 of them were died from 9/11 exposure and designated line of duty by the NYPD. All Orange County residents. And the 5th is Monroe's very own Brian Mulkeen, who was killed in the line of duty on September 20, in the confines of the 47th precinct in the Bronx. So, folks, if you're listening out there, come on up, pay your respects to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, and look forward to seeing you up there.
That would be this Friday, correct, Mike?
Friday, May 7th, 6 p.m., Orange County Courthouse, 285 Main Street, Goshen.
Weather permitting, or is there a rain date, or?
Right now, we're going through with it.
Okay,
Yeah, there's no rain date.
I'll make a phone call.
Okay,
Big Blue never takes
not
a
a rain
break.
dance going or something.
Understood.
That's good.
Ms. Mariella, did you want to add something to the agenda while we have the mic open?
Yes, I'd like to add to the agenda this evening. I had sent up our Town Justice James McKnight's standard workday resolution, and there needs to be an adjustment made to it, so I have a new resolution for this evening that I will ask the board to pass, so we can get
Okay,
that
we'll do it.
posted for 30 days and then sent up to the
All
state.
right, so we'll do
Take
that.
that
a
up
little
under
bit
old
later.
business then?
Okay.
We'll do that during town business. Because we have the public hearings.
Right.
So I want to keep that moving on that. And constant contact, Ms. Town Clerk, Ms. Beam, so do you have anything to add about constant contact?
We're just asking the public to please sign up for Constant Contact. They can go to the town website. It is a great way to receive information on everything that's going on in the town, because we have discontinued sending out the newsletter from the website. It's just too many emails and too confusing, so the town is using Constant Contact, and we're just encouraging the residents to sign up for it. And they can go right to our website. There's a link right on the front page to sign up for it.
Okay,
How many do we have signed up for that right now, approximately?
I would have to ask Jen, because Jen runs that, but
Not enough.
definitely not enough. Definitely not enough. It's, it's something that people don't realize. It's such a handy tool to have for the town, because it's not only town business, it's community events and newspapers.
Everything Monroe, yeah.
No, newspapers.
Yeah, everyone should
are
have
there.
it. We just have to figure out a way to get more people involved
More
with it.
people to sign up for it. During tax season, we ask people to sign up for it.
That's a great idea.
It's just that people don't realize that it's there.
Maybe
Maybe at one of our food truck
I was gonna
events,
there you go.
we could have a table set up,
Yeah.
Have
actually a
someone get emails.
computer set up where they can do it direct. But also, there's a lot of information that we will be covering on town boards, different laws that we pass, that's all on Constant Contact as well. And sometimes there's a lot of pertinent questions that people ask, and it is answered on Constant Contact that you may have in your mind. And believe me, if you have the question, I'm sure it's been asked before, so that may be on Constant Contact. It's always a great idea to get your information right from there. And it's fast, and it's free, even better. So-
Also, it's a great way to find out if there's going to be flushing of water mains, so people might say, my water is discolored, but we already put out a notice saying that there might be main flushing, so it
Right.
would advise people early don't start your laundry, wait.
With our water districts, when we have a water main break, all
Yeah.
that, it's sent out. So it's not only just for, it's for emergency purposes also.
Right, and if there's a storm out also, there's going
Storm
to be
and,
information.
so we just really are encouraging the public to sign up for it.
Okay, on to public hearing. Can I have a motion to open up the continuation for the public hearing of the local law A-V1 amendment to Chapter 57 of the Town Code to regulate rentals and properties?
Make that
And-
vote. I'll second that.
Seconded. Who's making the motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, gentlemen. Call the question?
Am I?
Cologne, aye?
Scangarello, aye.
And I,
All right, do we have anybody to,
Nobody signed.
nobody signed up? Anyone out there to make a comment? Okay.
hey,
So-
so I just wanted to bring up a couple of things regarding that. So supervisor had a meeting with the stakeholders, mostly the Airbnb owners that have been, present at our meetings, to
right.
kind of go over the draft of the local law and just, what they think, what works, what doesn't work. So I sent an email. Tony kind of did a synopsis. I wasn't on the Zoom, but he did a synopsis of it. I sent it to everyone today. I know probably didn't get a chance to see it. But I just wanted to kind of run through some of the recommended changes and see,
Okay,
real
some of the changes,
quickly.
'cause we've
And
been-
then read the email that has a synopsis of the changes.
And it's also on constant contact.
Yeah, so what's that?
And it's also on constant contact.
Well, yes.
There you go.
So if you go to page 3, you'll see one of the issues was the having to get a special use permit if you declare that your residence was a vacation residence, which means it exists solely for being used as a rental and not, you never lived there. And that would require a special use permit in whatever zone it was in. The vacation residence partial is something that most of them would like to qualify for because they do spend some time. If you remember at the last meeting, I just asked by a show of hands how many people spend, 30 days or more in their house. And so we'd like to incorporate that 30 days of occupancy as a kind of as a disclaimer in the vacation residence partial. So it kind of stipulates what you have to be there for. So
I sent you an email, which you probably also didn't have a chance to read, that I would like to see 30 consecutive days. I don't want to see somebody there one day, gone for 4 or 5 weeks, only there 2 days, gone again for another 4 or 5 weeks. I would like that partial person to say their residency in order to qualify for it. They're there for at least 30 days consecutively. So I don't know what the other board feels, but that's my opinion.
yeah, I hear what you're saying. I mean, the only thing is, I think a lot of these people that do the Airbnb thing, they kind of fill in when they can make money, they're renting it.
Right, but then the neighbors don't know that the owner is there that day, so they don't have a chance to go over and say, whatever issues they have, or maybe they don't have issues. They
Right.
want to go over and compliment them and say, hey, how do I get involved with this?
Sure.
So I think I don't want somebody there for one day. I would like a group of time.
All right, well, we can take that up and try to figure that out. It's just like I said, I know it would be, I don't want to say onerous, but it could be a little difficult. I know, like, just the two guys that are, the two gentlemen, Ilya and Dyer, they, so they work in the city, and so 30 days of, continuous residency might be a bit of an issue for them to try to do that. But we can discuss that.
We can even
Yeah.
break it up into, 7-day intervals, which that would be easier for people.
So in that same section, it is on page 4. It's number 3 on the top there. Still section 4. Objections to permit issuance are received by more than 50% of the owners located within 500 feet of the proposed short-term rental. So they were asking, and we kind of thought it would be all right if you just, it was within, instead of 500 feet, it was within contiguous lot lines.
Right, and again, I sent you the email, and I think 500 feet is more appropriate, simply because it could be the fifth house up, and most houses have 100-foot frontage, so that fifth house may be seeing all the traffic impacts. So that's
If
my
it's on
concern.
if it's on a cul-de-sac, then you're kind of,
Right.
you're out of luck.
But, to just say the adjoining property owners, and you may have more.
Well, it's contiguous, so it would be people on your sides and on your
Right,
back.
but if everybody has 100-foot frontage on average in Monroe, I think having the 500 feet is better for the person who's going to be towards the end of wherever the traffic is entering or exiting to have a chance to make their opinions known.
Well, I'm not exactly sure of where you're going on that, but you make it sound as if they're going to have a hotel at the end of the block. There's not going to be that much traffic for Airbnb.
No,
Probably one or two
but you
people.
can have more than one Airbnb on a street. That was one of the other questions, and it's very subjective to say excessive, I think was the word, in a neighborhood. That's later on somewhere in the thing.
So
So,
you
yeah, some
want
of
them
these
to-
things are subjective,
You
and I
want them
don't
to
want,
be 500 feet apart?
well, that's what the planning board uses, 500 feet.
All right. So, section T, number 1, it's kind of ill-defined about adequate parking facilities, and we thought that maybe 1 car per 2 people would be adequate. So if there's 6 people, there'd be 3 cars there, in other words, and this way at least it's defined what adequate parking facilities are.
And again, I sent an email saying that
Well,
I
why don't we
think-
do this? Why don't we do this? Because we could go back and forth with this all night.
Right.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we have a special meeting? We'll talk to the supervisor when he gets back, and we'll plan it. We'll sit down. All right?
That's
Because we could go back and forth with this all night, and we've got other things to cover. So if there's going to be opposition or problems with everything that was in that email, then it's just a waste of time at this point to go
Right,
through
at this
it.
point,
So why don't we just do a special meeting? We'll publish it, and we'll get it out there, and we'll take it from there. All right?
Because that was definitely where the word excessive came in. That's what I said
Right.
was very subjective.
Yep. All right, we'll do that. This way we can address it as and move on with it. 'cause it has been dragging on
Here's
for
the
a long
issue.
time.
Basically, anybody can come out with some guidelines, and there'll always be somebody out there to make an opposition, no matter how
absolutely.
well you try to
We'll
make it.
sit down as a board.
You
and go
don't
through
want to
it.
make it onerous on the owners.
Yeah, listen, we'll go through it and vote on them as a board and come up with what the guidelines should be, and we'll take it from there.
Okay,
All right,
4.2.
moving right along there, Mr. Supervisor.
Can we move along?
Yep.
4.2.
I'll make a motion that we keep the public hearing open until May 17th and continue the public hearing at that time at 7 p.m.
At 7
or shortly
p.m.
thereafter.
I'll
Thank you.
second that.
Call the question, please.
Am I?
Cologne, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay,
And I,
thank you. We have to set a hearing on Arrow Park Water District.
I'll make a motion, we set that for May 17th, also at 7 p.m. or shortly thereafter.
I'll second that.
Call the question.
Aye.
Cologne, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Again, I.
Okay, we can have acceptance of the minutes for April 19, 2021.
No, we're not.
That's going to be tabled. The 19th will be tabled, the 22nd is up for approval.
Okay.
The special meeting was the 22nd, that's.
Oh, we're going to discuss the 22nd at this point?
Yeah, we'll table the 19th and approve the 22nd.
22nd was the...
Right.
So I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of April 22nd.
I have a,
I'll second.
call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Abstain, Cologne.
Scancarello, aye.
Can abstain.
No.
I wasn't at the special meeting, so I can't vote
wasn't
on
either.
it.
So then we're going to hold this over.
You gotta hold it
to the
over
next
to Tony.
Table
meeting.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, advertisement for bids for Town Hall ADA improvement.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the advertisement of the bids as per laid out, or as per specified by town engineer.
That's just for the specification, nothing has been put out yet,
Oh,
correct?
it's just for advertisement.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Call the question, please.
Aye.
Cologne, aye?
Scancarello, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Okay, advertisement on bids for Water District 12 Water Main Improvement Project.
We need it for the water main replacement along Carroll Drive and down School Road. Bid packets were prepared by Magui Hauser Etzel. They should be available for pickup on May.
Yes,
Sorry.
and it'll be in the newspaper on May 7th and available for pickup.
Okay, and they will be due on June 1st at 2 p.m. There is a $50 fee to pick up the bid packet. So I'll make that motion to advertise for bids.
Second.
Call the question, please.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye?
Scancarello, aye.
McGinn, aye.
6.3, Water District 8 New Water Source Feasibility Study.
And ask that we table it.
Sorry?
Table it. I don't know how much it's going to cost, and that used to be the old Hoffless Water District, so I would ask, Mary Ellen, you probably have some records. There were some wells up there at one point, but we'll also have to have Mr. Nugent's office review the IMA with the village, because I think wells had to be.
Now, there was 3 wells up there inside the town area, correct? If I
I don't
recall.
remember if it was 3.
I think there were 3 wells up there.
I'll get in touch.
All right, so at this point, we will table that.
Have a second on the table?
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye?
Scancarello, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Somebody at the.
Okay, 6.4, final specifications on the ambulance purchase.
So
They're
they
expensive.
require the supervisor's signature to go forward with this. This has been, obviously, this is the town ambulance that is, the
Ambulance,
town
correct.
pays for as per the contract. So I'll make the motion to authorize the supervisor to sign off on the spec sheet so that the ambulance corps can proceed with the ordering of the ambulance that the town pays for.
Yeah, they'll put it out to bid on that because they're quite expensive.
Yeah, I think they
Second.
already did that. I think now it's just a matter of approving the spec sheet, which since we're paying the bill,
We have to approve this.
we have to approve the spec sheet.
Okay,
I don't
so-
know anything about ambulances.
they're only
other than I've
adding
ridden
more
in them
lights.
before, but
I've
otherwise,
been in a few.
yeah, I've been in a few. So at any rate, it's just to authorize him to sign it so we
Right.
can go, yeah.
Well, it's for additional lights, so the total price now is $224,429.
They go about $250,000, yeah. So, Mr. Sancarelli, I believe you second that motion? Call the question, please.
Aye.
Cologne, aye?
Scancarello, aye.
And I,
Okay. IMI Extension Grant Writing Services. 6.4. Oh, I'm sorry, 5, yeah? Hold on. Okay. The letter of agreement has been sent out to both mayors for both villages regarding this matter, and we are waiting for final verification from both villages. So at this point, it would have to be tabled because we cannot approve it. I believe the village of Monroe had voted on it, but I am not certain as to the village of Harriman at this point. I believe they are going to be in it, but that's only a speculation at this point. So let's pass that over and table it till the 17th. I will make that motion. Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye?
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Yeah, I don't think that there'll be much of a debate on that because they've done very well by us. And I think both villages have gotten more than they've put into it, so it should stand.
I also think their police departments have
But
benefited.
they've gotten quite a bit out of
Yeah.
it, you know. So, and that's on safety equipment, bulletproof vests as far as body cams. So they've gotten quite a bit out of it. So, you know, we've done quite well on it. So it will continue. 6.6, Highway Department Vehicle for Surplus. And John is not here, so I believe that's, they're putting that out to bid?
He wants this vehicle sent to Auctions International, which has handled their surplus vehicles in the past.
All right, it's a 2002 red Chevy pickup.
Yeah.
And I think it has seen better days. I've seen it. Yeah, so make the
That we
motion.
put it,
Okay, second, please.
I'll second.
Call the question. Cologne, aye?
Scangarello, aye.
Again, aye.
Thank you. Approval of John Mulligan as working supervisor. This is Smith Clove Park. Yeah, here we go. This is a joint, I'm sorry?
Yeah, they just changed it from work, from maintenance supervisor.
Approved by Orange County Department of Human Resources. So as far as I'm concerned, this is basically it's just informative at this point,
Not make a
right? Okay. And now we are up to old business. Time for,
I'm going to ask the board to approve the standard workday and reporting resolution for elected and appointed officials. This is for Town Justice James McKnight. There was an error in his record of activities calculations, so the state has asked us to approve this. I, Mary Ellen Beam, Secretary of the Governing Town Board of the Town of Monroe of the State of New York, do hereby certify that I have compared the following original resolution passed by the board and at the legally convened meeting on May 3rd. So once you approve this, I will post this for 30 days, put it on the website, and then it goes up to the state for his retirement. And what the change is his result of record of activities. It now has to reflect 1.84 for record of activities for a biweekly pay period. So
Right.
that was
that increases his hours.
that increases his.
Do you have the old hours and what the new ones are?
No, this does not, no, the calculation before was too high. It was when me and Roberta did it. We did it by, the year that we did it for 2020, and it's very strange how they do it. Biweekly, there was a 27 biweekly pay period in a year, and Roberta went over the whole thing. So when we did it, it was last year was the year that there's more pay periods, and they wanted us not to do it by that. So it dropped it. It actually drops it. But the judge will be redoing a ROA in the next few months once we open up, because in fairness to him, it was done during COVID, and it really doesn't reflect. But the state wants us to get him moving and on record, and he can always make an adjustment to it once we open up and get back to normal.
So do you
So I need a motion.
accept that as read?
Yeah,
I'll make a motion, we accept the revised sheet as
As
read
read
by
by-
the town clerk.
I'll second.
call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye?
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay. Lightning speed, folks. Okay, it's that time again for public comment. Do we have anyone?
Ward
signed?
Brower?
Come on up, Ward.
Ward, you have to
Gotcha.
turn on the mic. Oh, you did. Valerie did it, George.
It's on, I can see it from here, the light's on. Is that it?
Ward Brower, private citizen. Couple things.
Pull the mic a little closer, Ward.
You can lower your mask, you're all alone, we're more than 6 feet.
This is a little trying. This chair is a little low. Ward Brower, Conservation Commission now. We're working with the Scouts, as you well know, on these kiosks. And working with the Scouts, I don't get involved in that. I've learned to stay out of that area. They have their own procedure to get the Eagle Scouts. But we have to supply, we're supplying the materials for this, which becomes very interesting because we try to be environmentally friendly. In that aspect, we're using locust posts, which are naturally resistant to rot. And we've been getting the supplies from Black Rock. Unfortunately, they ran out of locust trees. So now we have a dilemma. So they put out an all-points bulletin for locust trees. Within 1 minute, practically, lady stepped up. I got 40 locust trees in my backyard. So that was solved. So that's moving on. So, and next thing, Sal, I want to thank you for the vest.
More?
Could you get extra large?
Ken. I wasn't sure what sizes to get, but yes, I will get more.
Okay.
Let me know how many more you need, and I will get them for you.
3 extra large.
3 extra large?
The
Okay.
other ones are barely adequate now. Now, I hate to say in the wintertime, but
Okay.
They look like lobster bibs on them. Come on, get them an extra large.
I'll get you, Ward, I'll get you
true,
3
so
extra
true.
large.
okay, that would be very appreciated.
You got it.
Okay,
Let me
thanks,
write
Sal.
that down.
And that's pretty much about it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ward.
Thank you,
Thank
Ward.
you, Ward.
Thank you for the support.
Next?
That's all we have signed up unless,
Did you gentlemen have something you wanted to say, or?
Gentlemen, step right up,
Step
Yeah,
right up,
Come
sir.
on, right up, sir.
as they used to
Just state
say.
your name and where you live.
Street,
please.
street only required.
Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Well, anyway, my name is Adam Paul, and I live in a place called Osseo Park on Walton Lake. I was watching the meeting last week or a week and a half ago when 2 of the residents there talked about having a bed and breakfast on Walton Lake. My concern is that, as you know, Walton Lake is the reservoir for the town, for the village of Chester. And there are many homes in Walton Lake that have aging septic systems. And if they're going...
Pull the microphone closer, sir, and pull it down.
Mary Ellen's going to come help.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Please continue.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Well, my concern is that Osseo Park is a private road, and the septic systems that are in some of the homes that are talked about to become bed and breakfasts are insufficient to handle the people that live there, let alone making them into some sort of commercial establishment. And I was reading the draft notice of what the law is going to be regarding what you propose to issue a permit for some of these houses. And I would suggest that if somebody is applying for this permit, that you put something in there to make sure that it's not just a summer residence, but it has adequate septic. The other problem is that since it is a private road, the association has control over who can come in and come out of Osseo Park. And it has been our experience that these are people that come up from the city to go to this bed and breakfast, and as such, they have no concern for the wildlife or the people that live on the road, and there are many small children that play on this road, and it's a narrow road, it's only 10 foot wide. And I don't see it addressed anywhere in the proposed legislation to do anything about the people coming in and not observing the speed limit, which is, believe it or not, it sounds absurd, 5 miles an hour. But if you get two cars coming there, they can't pass each other at any speed greater than that because it is such a narrow road. Over the past, we've talked with the town board about making it into a public road, but the cost was astronomical. The road is over a half a mile long, and the homeowners all voted it down anyway. They didn't want to spend the money to make it a public road. So again, this new ordinance that you're coming up with, I think is a good idea. I think it's a great idea. I'm all for it. I'm not against what you're suggesting. I think we need some sort of control because anybody can say, oh, I have a bed and breakfast and, income 50 people. So as to the limit of the amount of people that can stay in a one-bedroom house, I was listening to Kevin last week, or Kevin Donahue, and I was listening to Camille talking about, we have 10 or 20 people, and again, it's a private road. Nobody's bothered her. She's a very nice lady. She's a lovely lady, and Kevin's a good guy. But the new owner of the property next to Kevin is talking about doing the same thing, making it into a bed and breakfast. And there's just not enough septic system there to handle the people, just the people that live there, not a tremendous influx of people. So that's my concern, and that's why I came here tonight. As far as I was reading the ordinance, it looks fine. I mean, I don't know, probably some people don't like any kind of control over anything, and they just want it to be left alone, but I think it's a good idea, but I think I'd like to see it address these problems.
Well, you made some very good points, and I think that would have to be taken into consideration, especially the septic tanks. That's going to be most important. Speed limits, I mean, that's going to be imposed. I mean, you're going to have to put up signs or whatever.
Well, we do.
Current speed limit up there is 5 miles an hour?
It's 5 miles an hour, and we had speed bumps, but they were building a new house at the end of the property, and you had trucks coming in every day, so the speed bumps are not up. And the people that come there just think it's the Santa Ana. I mean, they zoom down the road because they don't know or they don't care.
Right, you're going to have
Sign there?
Yeah, sign. There are
There's sign, but it's
7
a private
signs
road.
all up
Okay.
and down the property.
As a private road, we have no condition over that, no jurisdiction over that, but you'll have to get the other homeowners in the association to pay for more speed bumps to be put in.
Well, I was the former president of the association. The president of the association is here tonight.
Right. But you brought up valid points about the septic.
I'm really concerned about that, especially since Walton Lake is a reservoir. It's not just, it is a recreational
Right, I understand
lake,
that, but
a
what we'll
reservoir.
have to do is put something in with, I guess, the building inspector to come by and
Well,
see what's going on. That's going to have to be put in
Yeah,
somehow.
well, actually, sir, as the HOA president, do you want to come on up, or? Because I have some questions, and I think a lot of it's directed towards you as the HOA president and what and you can bring a chair up, or sir, you can stay there, you can both stay there.
Just make sure you
Your
speak
masks.
well into the mic, because people at
Yeah.
home have to be able to hear you.
Yeah. So I hear what you're saying about the septic systems, and that's probably a good idea. Those are a lot of older homes up there, and I can see where that would be a concern, especially running off, leaching fields and running off into the reservoir, since that is the drinking water for the town of Chester, village of Chester. So we get that. I'm not sure, does the HOA require all the residents that live up there to have their septic systems tested periodically, or?
We
Speak into the mic, sir. You have to get closer
yes,
to the mic.
we have required that. We've also required that people follow the rules of the association. And
Right.
but these new people that are coming into these bed and breakfasts, they're not part of the association. They don't know anything about the rules
Right.
or the regulations.
Well, the HOA, I mean, as an HOA, you can put rules into effect that prohibits having, and it's not a bed and breakfast, it's an Airbnb, or it's a short-term rental, so
Right.
it's different than a bed and breakfast per se, where you have groups of people and the owner's there and making breakfast and all that stuff. This is generally where one person or a family rents a house and, for a short-term rental, meaning a weekend or a week or whatever. So as an HOA, you have a board, and that board can pass rules to limit having Airbnbs. Am I correct, Counselor? Yeah. Yeah. So that's fine. The local law that is proposed that regulates Airbnbs for their short-term rentals for the entire town, there are limits on the number of visitors. And I don't think, and listen, let me tell you, the reason the town did this to begin with, because we knew that there were people that had these Airbnbs or short-term rentals that were not acting in good faith. In other words, they would have 20 people come up for a weekend from the city or wherever, and it was, bachelor parties and things were kind of crazy. And that's what made us realize, hey, we've got to do what many other towns have done and come up with some regulations. So I get what you're saying. Again, if it's something that you want to regulate within because it is an HOA and it is a private community, then you're welcome to do that, and that would supersede, what the town could regulate, since that is private property. So that's one thing. But the local law does limit the number of visitors, and it limits it to, what we're looking at is 2 per bedroom plus 2. So if you had a 4-bedroom house, which I don't think you have many 4s up there, but it would be 8 people plus 2. If it was, 3-bedroom, it'd be 6 plus 2. So you would never get to those numbers of 10 or 20 or anything like that. So just so you know, it's a lot of thought has gone into this, because we, besides thinking about your community, we're thinking about the entire town and people doing this. Problems with speeders, again, if that's an issue, then you should really, as an HOA, be taking that up with whether it's residents that are speeding or people that have guests or whatever, so that's adequately addressed, so that that's something you can't have with kids playing and all that. So those are again HOA issues, since it is private property, and you have some regulatory power over it, because you have an HOA, people pay dues, I assume, and all that.
Yes.
So I would.
Enforcement is the issue.
Yeah, I know the enforcement's always the issue, and I don't know how your rules are structured or whatever that allows for fines and other things that HOAs typically can do or have done in the past. So I would maybe, talk to whoever your attorney is that would be for the HOA, and kind of discuss those issues with them. And then just, as a sidebar, I would definitely talk to you mentioned a couple of the property owners that are doing the short-term rentals, not bed and breakfasts, and find out what their thoughts are, and maybe you can come to a kind of happy medium there.
Our meeting is coming up.
Oh, good. All right. Excellent. Yeah.
Question, this 5/17 meeting, is that going to be open to?
You're not sir, you have to speak into the
Yeah,
mic.
there you go. I'm sorry.
My name is Rich Fagel, by the way.
Hey, Rich, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. The May 17th meeting, is that open to?
Yeah, that's open, so that this local law that's proposed will be continued on May 17th. If we have a special meeting to address some of these other issues in there, that'll be published, it'll be out there, it'll be on Constant Contact.
I haven't had time to digest this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
relatively new to the
nothing's getting
neighborhood.
passed, it's going to take some time to get this, so
We're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah,
so.
we're not going to pass this in the middle of the night type thing. It's going to take some time to get this refined to the point.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. No, that's
We're definitely
not
trying to make everyone happy here.
But there'll be
Reasonable.
some grace period before the law kicks in to give people time that have Airbnbs or short-term rentals to come into compliance, because they will
I don't
have-
know how familiar you all are with Osseo Park,
Yeah.
but it's a pretty unique little
Yeah, sure.
ecosystem and
Absolutely, it really
environment.
is.
And the happenings of the past year with the new house being built down the end have been,
Yes,
things have been a little fractious up there
Sure.
over the past year, so, for
I
a number
gotcha.
of reasons. So-
Yeah, but as an association, you have,
Yeah.
you have authority over that.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, if you pass certain, if you talk with the Airbnb, people who are opening up an Airbnb, and you want them to have their septic checked, or maybe even build a newer one, if it's how many,
Yeah.
whatever years old, because they only last but so long. So, I mean, maybe that's something you want to sit down and talk with them about. We're not trying to be arduous and
No.
restrictive.
Just trying to better
But we're trying to
understand
be
the
helpful.
situation.
Right,
So-
just wanted to let you know, I believe our town code already prohibits bed and breakfasts on private roads. But as Councilman McGinn said, these are Airbnbs that are supposed to be short-term. And we were earlier in our meeting discussing 500-foot notice of property owners and traffic. So some of your concerns are already being evaluated, but we will definitely add this conversation again to our list of things that needs to be addressed.
So, yes.
and really, whatever we come up with, you can place greater restrictions on as an HOA, you know what I mean?
Right.
Since it is private, so,
Cool.
you know, you have, you hold some cards there for sure, you know?
All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
All right, so I think that about concludes it, if there's anything else. Do we have anything for executive session, gentlemen and ladies?
Nope.
Anyone?
Think of-
Anyone? Going once, going twice? Congratulations, gentlemen, it's now 10 to 8.
Ladies,
And ladies, thank you. I stand corrected. I should say board members. So I thank you, board members and everybody, and I would move for a motion to adjourn the town board meeting.
Bingham to second.
Bingham to second, made by Cologne. Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Ancarello, aye.
good night.
Thank you, Monroe.